Star Citizen Alpha 3.7.1 has hit the PTU. This is not a live patch, but it is available for everyone to test on the PTU servers. You just need to copy your account across to the PTU in the account settings section of the RSI website and select PTU on the launcher. This is a much needed patch to address some of the accessibility and playability issues that 3.7 had. The patch is currently focusing on quantum travel and interdictions, bug fixes, as well as more general gameplay. And let's look at the changes and additions to the patch, as well as what needs to be fixed ASAP still. They've removed Asteroid Interdictions. This is good in the extreme short term, as players were getting interdicted far too much, but I do hope they re-add them with an incredibly low encounter rate. I do not want to constantly be stopped on my quantum travel path for an asteroid being in my way. I think they should be very low rate of encounter. They've also temporarily removed quantum drive overheats to avoid unintentionally amplifying interdictions as well. I quite like this change in the short term too. Once they have interdictions balanced or even physicalized components, then they can re-add the overheating of the drives. They have fixed numerous collision and seat position bugs on the Mantis and made the quantum jammer and snare count as a hostile act against affected ships. So when you get quantum jammed, when you get dampened or whatever, you can engage the Mantis without getting a criminal rating yourself. There should no longer be invisible rocks blocking harvestables. That was annoying when you wanted to try out FPS mining and make money from the mechanic on the sort of like planet services. It appears that they hadn't originally removed the collision of larger minables that were previously there. The rock highlight for fracture shards of mineable rocks should no longer be inside of the rock. Invisible collision should no longer block the player's path into a cave. Derelict recovery missions and Hurston should now properly generate a drop-off location. Again, more accessibility to missions is more good. Kiosk and ASOP screens should no longer flicker. Thank you, I'm not that photosensitive, but I am a little bit OCD when it comes to that sort of thing, and it was very annoying. They've repositioned ship status screens to avoid overlap with chat. The retro thruster VFX should now be lined up properly with the Bounty Defender. Speaking UI indicators for VoIP should no longer get stuck. The VoIP menu should properly register the player's microphone and headset options, and the connected counter should now display the appropriate values. The female character should no longer snap awkwardly into the freelancer turret seat. Ultra-wide monitors should no longer see an offset personal inventory marker, although there seems to be lots of other problems with ultra-wide monitors and non-standard aspect ratios. Cave audio reverb should no longer be applied outside of caves. Star Marine rec rental should now work properly. The inner thought prompt for compatible NPCs should no longer persist into longer distances away. The Pirate Gladius should now be usable, but I cannot see this. I cannot see it in-game working properly, so I think it might still be broken. The Prospector should no longer show the wrong cargo value. The hotkey for closing the Mobiglass should now work consistently. The Quantum Travel UI should no longer be shown immediately after activating Flight Ready on some ships. The interior doors of the Reclaimer should now consistently work. Entering seats should no longer have a high chance of confiscating whatever is in the player's hands at the time. They fixed missing sounds for the Mantis interdicting another ship. The Bounty Defender should now be able to quantum travel with a party member in the co-pilot seat. The Mobiglass should now be able to be opened while in a bed. MFDs on the 600i should no longer have replace me textures. The Warlock's EMP should no longer get stuck in a loop by adjusting the power now. There's been a fix for the Ghost Trainer Area 18. Previously, a additional train would typically stop on the other train that has already stopped but not open its doors, basically preventing you from entering or leaving. Expediting short claim time ships should no longer confuse the ASOP UI, and they fixed 2 additional client and a server crash as well. So there have still been a few known issues that they need to fix in this patch that they have yet to get around to. In fact, most of the remaining important problems are listed and acknowledged by CIG, these being ship spawn without components. Typically this happens after reclaiming a ship and is incredibly annoying and game breaking. You can try reclaiming your ship to fix that, or wait for a fix. Sometimes that just doesn't work. There is also a problem with duplicate ship components appearing on the Vehicle Manager app, the Ship Loadout app on the Mobiglass, and when equipped, they don't function. I think there's been some database and service issues with Star Citizen, sort of like they're not linking up properly. They have been building new services and infrastructure, and some of those back-end services have been coming online, but it's very possible that they've had a lot of bugs with that too. In fact, CIG services and Star Citizen went down down for a lot of the 3.7.0's live original release day. AI ships for missions can be very slow to spawn and update. This again is one of the most major issues that needs to be fixed. It can also present itself as missions looking like they're broken, even if they're just taking a long time to update. Some of them just don't update. AI can go AFK or a bit derpy. Quantum travel seems to have caused a good few issues in 3.7 and still requires more love as well. Ships may become unresponsive when exiting quantum drive. Quantum travel markers do not update correctly when staying aligned to it after quantum travel. The quantum travel HUD will be lost if a player exits the seat during travel. Some other less annoying bugs remain too. Ultra-wide aspect ratios cause quantum travel points to be misaligned. Some accounts may experience an infinite load screen for Arena Commander. The Banded Defender is unable to refuel at compatible stations. This is actually true of a lot of ships. A lot of ships are unable to refuel at certain stations. The multi-tool and flare use the same armor utility slot. This is an awesome sort of like known issue, as it suggests to me that we will have multiple utility slots in our armor soon, so I don't have to keep on going into my Mobilglass and into the Personal Manager app and changing my flares, multi-tool, crypto keys all around when I want to use them. And in caves, obviously I want to use a flare and a multi-tool quite often. Turning on scan mode in the Mantis will cancel the quantum snare. That's an issue still. Close range FOIP, face over IP animations do not transmit as well. So I've had some other issues that aren't listed there, like I still have an issue where occasionally I can't interact with harvestables and interactables in caves or when on planet surfaces sometimes, but I found that changing my utility item and putting out a different one, bam, that seems to be a usable workaround. Then I can interact with things again. There is some desync that seems to happen with multi-crew ships especially as well, and that can be quite annoying. Ships are in effectively different places, even though they're not, and it can cause server crashes. There still seems to be issues with refuel at stations sometimes too, not just with the Banded Defender, as I said. And that wouldn't be overly terrible, because you could just reclaim your ship. However, often when you reclaim your ship, that ship will then spawn without items, and that is a big problem, so workarounds with that don't work very well. The Alpha 3.7.1 PTU patch goes a long way to alleviate a lot of issues I have with the 3.7 branch, and if they can get some of those other known current issues fixed, then I think we'll have a very good 3.7 branch when it comes to accessibility and playability. The major focuses for me need to be on ship spawning without components, broken AI emissions, desync, and quantum travel issues. Hopefully, those are issues that they will solve in the 3.7.1 PTU or before it goes to a live build, or as it goes to a live build. As without that, we're going to need a 3.7.2 patch, in my opinion. We need those major bugs fixed. There is no indication really at the moment whether we're going to have a persistence wipe of Alpha UBC and Alpha UBC purchases with 3.7.1 live. We don't know yet. But what do you think? Have you tried 3.7.1 on the PTU? Has it fixed the issues that you were having with 3.7? Are you waiting for the live build? Hopefully 3.7 will get the last few of those major playability issues hammered out. Do you think that's the case? Or do you think they're going to have a couple of these really annoying problems persisting until 3.8? I still think 3.7 is the most playable and feature-filled patch we've had to date, and I am really enjoying it. But it needs to be about the playability. Some of these major bugs need to be fixed. They need to be hammered out to make Star Citizen playable. And, assuming that they're not these huge major fixes that are part of another system, they do need to do that. But what do you think? Please tell me in the comments below. Whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear from you. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For October, it's an Anvil Carrack Explorer ship that should hopefully be flyable in Alpha 3.8 at the end of the year. Just comment on any of my videos made during October to be in for a chance to win that. I am also shilling for NordVPN and Shadow gaming PCs, so use the code BoredGamer for discounts there. NordVPN. In a world of censorship and privacy issues, VPNs allow you to browse the net and play games in more safety. NordVPN has many benefits over free VPNs, and that's why I shill for it. Some of you also might be interested in Shadow cloud gaming stuff. This allows you an alternative to sort of like buying and maintaining your own gaming PC. You can stream a custom Windows 10 environment to devices like your phone, a laptop, or a crappier, lesser PC, and bam, it's fantastically powerful and it's maintained and hardware is regularly updated for you. It's a fantastic service, Shadow. Cloud gaming certainly has quite a big future ahead of it. If you'd like to further support my channel, please consider subscribing, sharing this video, ringing the YouTube bell so you get notifications when a video goes live. This is a channel that is funded by the community via donations, Patreon members, YouTube members, And anyone else that wants to get involved with comments and helping, thank you to everyone that goes the extra mile. Take care, and I will see you in the verse.